Well, between this and Ruby Gilman Teenage Kraken, DreamWorks is really having a bad year. And the one thing that both these movies have in common, I can't really gauge who the audience for it is. I said with Ruby Gilman that the plot was more appropriate for teenagers, but they'll likely find it childish, and anybody who is a kid, it's too mature for them. Whereas with the Trolls movies, it's kind of the opposite. The first one, that's very clearly a kid's movie, and the second one, they tried to put more classic rock homages in it, make it more accessible for the adults. That one I thought was kind of fun. With this third one, it tries to be the happy medium of the two, but it feels very awkward. It has references to 90s boy bands, and those are actually pretty funny, because 90s kids are parents now, but those parents will find it too childish, and the kids won't understand the references, and will probably not be interested in the story. At least that's the reaction I'm getting based on the reaction from people at my screening. Like, I figured going into this, okay, this is going to be theater packed with kids. I'm fully prepared for them to be loud, dancing and singing. I was fully prepared for that. But the kids' audience didn't react to much, which tells me they probably weren't enjoying the film very much. And in fact, the old man next to me, he was sleeping, so the adults were getting a good nap out of this movie, and the kids seemed bored, so think of that what you will. As for me, there's only one joke in this movie that I actually remember, and it's this joke from the trailer.
Ranch, we're out of sync. We've gone from boys to men, and now there's only one direction for us to go. The back streets.
That's it. That's all I remember. I don't remember any other jokes where I was laughing. On top of that, the film has too many plot lines going on at once, the main of which is cliche. It's get the band back together, and the where are they now, just like in the 2011 Muppet movie and other films in that vein. And then on top of that, you have the plot line of Poppy discovering she has a sibling, just like how every DreamWorks franchise has at least one sequel where the main character discovers they have a lost family member, like Shrek 2, you meet their parents, Kung Fu Panda 3, you meet his dad, How to Train Your Dragon 2, you meet his mom. They're doing that plot line again. And a plot line about the two Bergens getting married, which you can completely take that plot line out and miss nothing because it affects the plot so little, if at all. And the plot about Gather Branch's brothers, that's pretty much the same as them trying to gather all the guitar strings that they did in the second one. And then you have the villains, and their plan of capturing the trolls to steal their essence. That was also the villains' plan in the first one. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, are you overwhelmed trying to keep track of all these plot lines yet? Also, the villains in this movie are also very wildly out of place. They're humans or robots or something like that, and they look like Betty Spaghetti dolls, and they look so out of place in this world of this movie. And also, the beginning of the film makes it seem like Poppy and Branch will get married at the end, but no, they don't. Despite the film making it very clear that these two characters are boyfriend and girlfriend, and despite the first two setting up this as a romance, it also seems like they're also trying to make them platonic. So the way they write the relationship between these two is very clunky and contradictive. I'm in love with him, he's my boyfriend, but I'm not going to marry him because I also want to be friends. Like, it makes no sense. The way they write these characters, it's two different things going on. I don't know what they're trying to do with these two. What I will compliment is the film does get pretty creative in its animation. There are a few different animation styles on display in this film, and they can be pretty clever and visually appealing. For example, there's a part where they're going to this town, and everybody there kind of looks like a CGI Sesame Street character. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that scene. And there's a part where it's in the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. They press the hustle button, and there's a lot of psychedelic imagery. Again, very clever animation styles in these scenes. I enjoyed the styles on display in this film. It was pretty appealing. And the songs, as par for the course of this franchise, are also pretty catchy. At the end of the day, though, I'm not sure what the reception of this film should be. Because if you're a fan of the first two films, you probably won't like this one. And if you don't like the other ones, you're probably really going to hate this one. Because it's certainly the weakest of this trilogy. I don't know where all of DreamWorks' talent went, but to those of you at DreamWorks who worked on films like Prince of Egypt or How to Train Your Dragon, please come back! Oh, man. So for me, Trolls Band Together gets a D+, 6 out of 10, and 2 out of 5 stars.